Jeremy, now I've got a question for you. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm very ready.
All right. How do you personally, have you, because it could be past tense as well, benefited from being in relationship with good men, with men who see you, who challenge you, who keep you honest?
Is that the whole question?
That's it.
100%. And I said on the group call that we did for Connor Beaton's book launch thing the other day, there was like 8 or 9 of us on that call. And I said something like, I didn't realize how sick I was until I was given the medicine. And the medicine for me was being around a bunch of good men with good hearts that felt safe and inspired me to do better while at all times belonging and accepting me for where I was and who I was. And we've been in a men's group together for 3 years or so. And it took me a couple months of regularly meeting with my friends before I realized, oh shit, I have some stuff to work through with men being angry at me, with trying to impress men, with feeling unsafe, with feeling like I didn't belong, etc. And so it wasn't until we were in that community, it wasn't until we formed that community that I realized that I was in need of medicine. And had you asked me at that time, I would have said, no, I'm good, man. Like, I love guys. I love being a man and I feel safe around men, etc. But because of the caliber of dudes that we hang around with, you being one of them, and the very high integrity that we demand of each other, it was almost like an up-leveling required in me. And it shined some light in places I didn't even realize were in the dark and exposed a few truths that I was completely unaware were hiding. And so, short answer, being around good men has fundamentally improved the trajectory of my life, my relationships, my dreams, my fitness, all aspects. And I know we've said this many times, but that group is one of the best, most important, most sacred parts of my entire life. Genuinely. Highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Literally, Mike, just today, maybe an hour and a half ago, I was sitting at home and there's a group text message and you send a photo of some fucking weight set. And Mark, I guess I can drop names, hey?
Sure. They're probably going to be on this recording.
Groves is like, oh, I just meditated and hit the weights. And Dan was up early and Connor did breath work and Sly is jumping around in the gym. And I was like, oh, man, all right, I got to get my ass to the gym, even though I didn't fully feel like going to the gym. But I share that as an example of the men in my life dragging the best out of me, even when I don't feel like fully giving it. Right. That's what I want. That's what I want from my friends. Like, that's what I want from you. That's who I want to be for others as well. That's why we're in this work, like calling people forward, shining lights on them, cheerleading, championing, calling them out, making them see the light, asking hard questions, demanding honest answers. Like, I want full aliveness, and the dudes in my life help me to pursue that and savor that at all costs.
I love it. I wanted to ask, historically, were there barriers to that? But potentially what I'm hearing in part in your answer is almost like a, you don't know what you don't know. Like, I thought maybe I kind of had that. And then oh shit, hold on, there's something else here.
100%. I've had good friendships throughout my life with men in the same way that I've had what I would say are good relationships with women, intimate relationships with partners that I loved and adored. And if you would ask me at that time how things are going, I, like most people listening to this, would be like, pretty good. I'm doing fine. I'm a good boyfriend. I'm a good friend. And it's not until you know what you don't know that you can really evaluate where you're at. And there's levels to this shit, right? Like the great moral philosopher Macklemore states, there's layers to this shit. Player tiramisu. right? And so it wasn't until I'm very thankful I got to work that reference in. But overall, it wasn't until I knew what I didn't know that I was able to really step back and evaluate where I was at. Another analogy might be that I was wandering around the terrain of my life with a map, thinking that I could see everything around me and in front of me. And some wizard comes up and gives me another map, and there's secret rooms and hidden treasures and another dimension and levels to this stuff. And it's like, oh, dang, I didn't even realize. So I think that's the other part. The other huge benefit of being around good humans in general is that they inspire in the way that they live and the way that they think. It's really motivating and encouraging to try to see what you're capable of seeing and to see what you're capable of being as well.
Jeremy Goldberg, I love that answer. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for being you, man.